Okay, so I just finished recording the story of Scripture, and I'm going to answer these questions as part of the assignment. I put on my glasses. The first question is, the strongest parts of the story of Scripture for me were, and this is why I think so. I think seeing how the covenants all kind of connect, that was strong for me. And then just being able to tie in what's happening throughout history. It was really like the first time I really took a hard look at the prophets in terms of actually the divided kingdom, and had a better understanding of that. So even key things like knowing that Deuteronomy 28 was key to the rest of the Old Testament, that has stuck in my head probably more than anything. And I've actually said that to several people during this class time. I think because in the context in which I do ministry right now, which is in a jail, I'm an assistant chaplain at a county jail. In that context, the women do know that Jesus died on the cross for their sins. They don't make that connection between why he had to die. I mean, how the story relates back to the Old Testament. And so going through this class has helped me tremendously to be able to show them how it all ties together. The parts of the story of Scripture that I need to work on, I think, and this is why I think so, I think the parts of the story of the Scripture that I need to work on is actually the whole sin, capital S. I've given talks on that before, but making sure that the listener gets the severity of really what happened in the garden, that the sin component did this separating thing between us and a holy God, and why we even want to get back to a holy God. I think actually in my explanation, I didn't, the consequences of the death part didn't make a big enough case for saying that, boy, and if you don't accept Jesus, you will experience death, right? I didn't make that connection. The story of Scripture that I just told differs from the story of Scripture I would have told on the first day of class in these ways. Well, I wouldn't have, originally I wouldn't have made the covenant connection. I have studied the covenants before, but this class actually helped me see how they play off of one another, how they relate to one another, how in prophecy, how they connect, like the Abrahamic covenant and the Davidic covenant, all found in Jesus. I think I knew those things sort of, I wouldn't say intuitively, but I've studied that before. But this class actually just gave me a better grasp of the whole story. So if I would have started out in the beginning of the class and done this video, it wouldn't have been as succinct. I would have been scattered, sort of like I'm answering these questions. And the class actually helped me be just very to the point, so that, sorry about my glasses, so that, that I could tell the story easily. That to me was critical. The other thing I think I could have expanded on as I think about it, could have done a better job with orthodoxy and orthopraxy. I don't think I talked enough about what's going on in orthodoxy. So I think I could do a better job in that as well. Anyway, that's kind of like my take on the exercise of doing it. I think I really enjoyed it, actually. Thanks.